not being able to do the job that we are employed to do, not being able to get to the patients that need us in time, and then finding patients that are sicker than we would normally see them because they've waited for longer than we would like them to.
Ambulance Tasmania staff will escalate industrial action after the government continues to refuse to address key safety concerns, among others. Joining us for this HACSU vodcast, Nat, a clinical support officer and intensive care paramedic. Nat, thank you for being here. What is it like for you and your colleagues on the ground at the moment?
Things across Ambulance Tasmania at the moment are probably the worst I've ever seen with morale. People are tired, burnt out, they feel disrespected by the current government and their offers, and they're just burnt out by all our conditions that haven't been improved. So our long rosters, our incredibly long night shifts, our overtime that's never ending, our lack of meal breaks. It's really low morale and people are just burnt out. I feel that they don't really understand or want to understand what we're going through. And it's really hard to see that potentially others are getting better offers than us, and we're just not sure why. It feels really disrespectful.
So what would a typical day for you look like?
Yeah, so a typical day on the road for me would look like heading out the door as soon as you sign on. So the moment you commence your shift, because there are usually cases waiting that have built up due to no one being able to respond. So we then head off and do those, and then there would be a missed meal break and multiple missed meal breaks because we're unable to get to our meal break because of either transfer of care delay or constant jobs in the community. And then once all of that's happened and we've been busy all day, then there's always overtime. There's always an extended shift. The extended shifts are not by choice. That's if you're on shift and there's an extended shift, then you have to do it. And that's due to jobs that just go over our finish time, or the fact that there's no night shift signing on because they're signing on late because they've finished late the morning of that day. So we're just constantly chasing our tail. And during the shift, the knowing that people are waiting for an ambulance is a really morally distressing.
So when you talk about moral injury, what does that look like for you?
Not being able to do the job that we are employed to do, not being able to do the job that we want to do to the best of our ability, not being able to get to the patients that need us in time, and then finding patients that are sicker than we would normally see them because they've waited for longer than we would like them to. So it's all that stuff where, we would like to be able to do better, but can't because of the conditions that we're in.
Do you bear the brunt of that frustration? I'm guessing that there could be misguided or misdirected frustration.
I'd say we definitely do when we arrive on scene and there's been a long wait, but our comm centre staff would bear the most brunt of that. Those guys work tirelessly in the background to do callbacks to people when they are waiting for ambulances, constantly engaging with people waiting so that they're not alone. They bear the brunt of that, and I'm sure bear the brunt of the aggression or any upset that's coming from the public with their wait.
So you've had this extensive day. It sounds like non-stop. You miss meal breaks, extended shifts. What happens then when you go home?
For me, especially heading home after a really busy and long shift is extraordinarily tiring. And I'm not the person or the parent that I want to be when I get home because I'm really tired and burnt out after a long day. I know that that's pretty common across a lot of my colleagues, feeling really tired and not able to enjoy their life outside of work because they're so tired from all the shifts that they've had to work and the overtime that has been unavoidable, and the missed meal breaks. So I think everyone's pretty tired even when they're not at work. Due to our current workload.
So what do you need from the government? What is it that obviously negotiations have stalled?
Yeah, we really need our government to take the conditions that we're asking for seriously, and understand that they are here because they're to protect our safety and the community's safety. So it's to reduce fatigue, making sure that we're safe at work by having 2 paramedics in an ambulance going to jobs and not single officers. It's making sure that we can get a meal break. It's making sure that our comm staff is fully staffed so that they can also have their breaks when they need them, or even have enough staff to work in there. We are constantly batting battling with really old vehicles and vehicles that are not really fit for purpose. At this point, we're always struggling to get new ones, and the ones that we get are never quite enough. So not only do we have old vehicles, we've got equipment that's also not fit for purpose at the moment.
And what's the feeling around the government's refusal, I guess, to address key concerns that so many staff at Ambulance Tasmania have raised?
The general feeling is, I would say, frustrated at the moment. People are feeling really disrespected that the government aren't engaging with us in good faith. My colleagues have turned up to many, many, many meetings to meet with the government to negotiate, and we're still at this standpoint, and people are just frustrated now. I would love to see any of the government come and work with us and see what we face day to day. So any of the ministers to come and work with us, come and spend a night shift, come and spend half a night shift with us and see what happens, and the conditions we work in, and for our patients as well.
What action are you prepared to take, and how far will you take it?
My colleagues that I work with and the members of the union as well I think they are frustrated and angry enough now to continue escalating industrial action. And we will continue this fight until we get some conditions and an offer that is reasonable.